Imagine hurling towards the ground in a pod no bigger than a closet, your heart racing as you plunge deep into enemy-held territory, battling against the odds to turn the tide of a war against aliens that are bigger, stronger, and who all want your species eradicated. This isn't an easy ride. It's not enough just to be tough. You've got to be fearless, resilient, and a bit mad. Spartans might get the glory, with their enhanced physiology and their cushy mjolnir armour, but it takes a special kind of bravery to look at a planet swarming with enemies and scream out, feet first into hell. Welcome to the adrenaline-fueled high-stakes world of the Orbital Drop Shock Troopers, elite UNSC troops tasked with the most perilous missions imaginable. You think you've got what it takes to become one of these illustrious helljumpers? Then welcome to Lortor's Excursions, where we bring the most unique and sometimes horrifying experiences in the multiverse right to you. And coming to you today, courtesy of the Lortor's Entertainment Division, is a crash course in ODST training, where we'll dive headfirst into what it takes to join the ranks of these interstellar paratroopers. Now, to even qualify for selection into this all-volunteer force, you must have first served for a number of years within one of the Special Forces branches of either the UNSC Marines, Army, Air Force, or Navy, in groups such as the UNSC Army Rangers or Pathfinders. There are, however, no age or gender restrictions for ODST selection, as all potential candidates must be one of the highest performing individuals in their specific role within the military, and they will already have proven themselves as competent, fit and battle-tested warriors through years of prior Special Forces service, having already gone through 2 layers of physical and psychological screening prior to applying for the ODSTs, once upon enlisting with the military, and then again when joining the Special Forces. Should you meet their strict criteria, you would then be subjected to a brutal 3-week boot camp, building up your fitness and identifying those individuals who are physically or mentally not up to the task of becoming an ODST. During these 3 weeks, you would be expected to go on arduous daily runs, engage in physical conditioning to handle plummeting from orbit to planetside in a small drop pod, and take part in grueling obstacle courses, crawling through mud, rubble and barbed wire as drill instructors fire live rounds around you. Upon completing this first part of the training, you and your fellow recruits would then begin tactical training, a large part of which consisted of a training exercise in which all potential recruits were dropped at the foot of a mountain in full ODST gear and tasked with reaching the summit. This task is made more difficult by the presence of trainers armed with paralyzing training rounds, serving as opponents attempting to stop the recruits from reaching the top of the mountain. Eventually you will be assigned into a fire team of 6 to 8 recruits and given the same task again, this time with a focus on using team tactics to defeat the trainers and reach the mountain's peak. Then, after some time training in your individual fire team, you were paired with another group and once again given the same task, however this time with the added objective of providing support for the other fire team. This rigorous training regime is complemented by extensive weapon, equipment, and vehicle orientation. As while you and your fellow trainees will be familiar with a collection of weapons, ODSTs are expected to be proficient in a wide array of weaponry, mobility systems, and other equipment, including the iconic single-occupant exo-atmospheric insertion vehicle. These pods are the UNSC's answer to deploying decisive force where it counts, without risking the ships in orbit. Shot from the safety of low orbit like a bullet from a gun, each pod is a missile with a mission, carrying helljumpers to strategic objectives deep behind enemy lines. Your descent is a nerve-shredding symphony of precision and peril. You'll be taught to master your fear as you plummet planetward, your pod hurtling towards the ground at breakneck speeds, and at 3,000 feet deploying a parachute, and then firing braking rockets at 50 meters to facilitate a somewhat safe and controlled crash. The hatch door will then blast open, not just as a means of exit, but as a weapon in its own right, stunning any hostile forces unlucky enough to be within range. Further along in your training, you'll be assigned based on your prior experience and skills to a combat team of 10 to 14 members. While versatility in the face of diverse combat scenarios serves as a cornerstone of ODST training, these combat units are expected to specialize in a specific mission set, ranging anywhere from assassination to guerrilla warfare. As contrary to popular belief, ODSTs are more than just elite shock troops dropped into the battlefield. They're a precise weapon, and when a specific scenario, be it hostage rescue, long-range reconnaissance, or even counter-smuggling presents itself, the ODSTs have a combat team within each company that are experts in dealing with that specific mission, as well as general combat missions. Further to the mission-specific training you will take part in as a member of your combat team, you will also train to fill a specific role within your team, be that sharpshooter, demolition expert, heavy weapons expert, or one of a number of other roles. If you're lucky, you may even get picked to join one of the Special Purpose Forces, receiving extra training and equipment to prepare you for particularly unique circumstances or environments. One of these special purpose units is the ODST Air Assault Unit, or as they're commonly known, the Bullfrogs, a combat team specializing in jetpack use to traverse dense urban and rugged natural environments, using their enhanced mobility for tactical advantage. Another group are the Hellbringers, two-person teams tasked with the particularly dangerous mission of clearing out entrenched enemy infantry and flood infestations, doing so with their flamethrowers and incendiary devices. While partaking in this training, you'll probably notice the independent and raucous nature of your comrades, something that is only heightened by this training, with it seeking to create troops who are both aggressive in combat and effective working in scenarios where they may be without command oversight, producing troops as notorious for their unruliness as they are revered for their valor. So it takes a team commander with nerves of steel and a will of iron to mold this raw fury into a precision strike force. These battle-hardened leaders don't just call the shots, they're the first to charge into the fray, with their pods slicing ahead of the pack, hitting the ground first to rally their troops and set the stage for the onslaught to come. They're the first to emerge, onboard AI and sensor equipment in tow, embodying the ODST creed of feet first into hell. Now, if you've made it past the last of your tactical training, then congratulations, you're now a fully fledged ODST, ready to drop into some far-flung battlefield. Falling under the command of the Naval Special Warfare Command, the types of missions you'll be deployed on will vary depending on your combat team, but they could include missions such as unconventional long-duration guerrilla warfare, long-range reconnaissance patrols behind enemy lines, or small-scale direct-action missions that are of the utmost importance, secrecy, and political sensitivity, such as assassinations and raids on enemy bases. Perhaps you'll even be tasked with more specialized missions such as counter-terrorism, anti-smuggling, or VIP extraction. No matter your mission, however, you are now no longer just a soldier. You've transcended that title. You're an ODST, the elite amongst humanity's defenders, a relentless force with a mission success rate that is second only to the legendary Spartans. In the darkest hours of humanity, when light flickers under the shadow of formidable foes, it'll be you, the ODSTs, who are called upon. You are the guardians at the gates, the protectors of our civilization. You will undertake the most crucial tasks, the ones that others dare not, all to safeguard our species against those who would see it eradicated. And when the annals of history are written, it'll be your courage that shines through, as you scream out, "Feet first into hell." And if you do well for yourself, you might even snag yourself a promotion to the Spartan program. If so, and you were to need a guide on how to pass Spartan training and augmentation, then do click up here. Which type of combat team and missions would you like to be a part of? Let us know down in the comments and make sure to subscribe to travel with us again soon. Thank you for joining us today at the Entertainment Division of Lore Tours. Catch you next time.
The Lore Tours Spaceport is your destination for tours through the most fascinating worlds, groups, and events in the multiverse. From sci-fi to fantasy, we have it all. So make sure to subscribe and book your next trip with us.